Good morning everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I thought I would run you through some of the books I have recently picked up. Now I do have a lot of books over on my bookshelf if I'm very careful. There are a brand new bunch on that shelf which I'm not going to run through today, but majority of those are brand new. But I thought I'd show you the most recent bargains that I managed to pick up from the works. And then I will also try and show you some of the other books that I've picked up for my 2026 challenge. I'm not going to do a lot of talking about the 2026 challenge because that will be next year's video. But I just thought I'd show you the ones that I've currently picked up ready. So, first bargain was this book. This is Eat Well for Less Family Feast Budget. It would have been £14.99, I think it says that there. It was down to £7 and then they went from £5, no, £3 all the way to £1. And looking through it, I just thought, do you know what? Some of this might be quite useful. So I did pick it up. I did think I'll give some of those recipes a go and I can freeze the extra bits of food because obviously that's going to feed a family, whereas there's only me. Next book was the Slimming Foodie in One. This was £20 down to £7. Then it was down from £5 down to £1. Again, I only bought it because it was £1. Had a good look through. There's some quite nice recipes in there. And I just thought this would be quite handy because obviously trying to be good most days at the moment. So we'll see how we go. But I just thought for £1, can't really say no. So those are the food related books I managed to pick up. Then we move on to the non-fiction. Non-fiction? No, fiction, sorry. My brain was not with me there. So let me just get these. So first book choice was Forever Max. This is going to be part of the 2026 challenge. I'm just going to try and see if I can clear the box off so that when I get there I can show you it. Fabulous. So Forever Max, this was originally £3 down to £1. Just thought it'd be a good one for the letter F in the 2026 challenge I'm doing. We have Casey McQuinston, The Pairing. Again, £6 down to £1. These were all £1 to basically put it in my, in an easy form. These are all £1. The only thing I do like about this one is the spine has actually got a pattern on it, which I thought was quite unusual. So, yeah. Again, a romancy type book, so I just thought, give that a go. This is a book I've been eyeing up for a while. Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. Emily Henry, I have been recommended previously by somebody, and I thought, do you know what? For £1, why not try it? Worst case scenario is, if I don't like it, oh, it says exclusive reversible jacket. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, that's kind of cool. You can either have it as like the pink colour or you can have it as the like orangey colour. I think that's quite cool. Reversible jacket's quite a good one. But yeah, for £1, I just thought we'll give it a go. I then have Bad Publicity by Bianca Gillam. Again, £5.50 down to £1. So just thought that was a good one to pick up. Three's a Crowd by Christy McKellen. Again, down to £1. Ruby Lang, Acute Reactions. This is about somebody that's allergic to the cat or something, and it just seemed a bit of an interesting background, really. So, again, just thought I'd try that one. Then we have Retrograde, Emily Carter. Never heard of Emily Carter, but it came with a bookmark. Apparently it's a motorsports romance, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on with that one. And then we have Tessa Bailey, which is one I've been reading recently. This was Dream Girl Drama. Just thought, can't say no for £1, so picked it up. But I think if I do the math of how much I should have spent, so let me just do 7. So, from what I can see, £51, and then I spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I saved myself £43 just in that pile there and the 2 food books. So not complaining at all. But again, those are books that I'm going to sort of distribute. In fact, it was more than that, because there's those 2 over there as well. So how many books is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So I saved myself £50 in total. £50 I've saved on all of those, plus the food books I picked up. So not a bad shout at all. Regarding the 2026 book challenge, I am doing the A to Z. I won't go into masses of detail, but basically you do an A to Z by title. So I've started collecting them already. I have started writing a blog as well, which will get released probably towards the end of this year. So I'm collecting at the moment, which is why I went a bit crazy and bought another load of these. So if you do have any suggestions, A to Z books, I am in the process of collecting the last few that I do need. But again, as you saw, I have all the ones on my bookshelf as well. So I am in the process of reading them all. I do also now have my wonderful new tablet, courtesy of my mum. So I've been writing blogs on here when I've been like out and about, just so that I'm not always at my computer at home. But yeah, if you are interested in following me on the journey, please do feel free to keep an eye on here. I will try and post a video when I get closer to it. I will run you through the A to Z in a video. But bearing in mind, if I don't enjoy a book, I am going to swap it out for another one. So if it gets to like F or maybe G, let's say, and I don't like the book that begins with G, if I get like a quarter of the way through it and I think I can't read this anymore, I'll switch it out for another G. So that is kind of how I'm going to do my challenge next year. I'm going to try my best not to do any swapping out, which is why I've tried to choose books that I actually want to read. But we will see how we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for bearing with me. I know it's been a little break since my last video, and I will try and get back into making videos very, very soon. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to an additional part of the video. I believe in the previous clip you'll have seen my previous kind of book haul. I do have more books to confess to you that I have picked up. I currently have a shelf over there that is double stacked as of this moment in time, but I do have some more books that I thought I would run you through, some of which I won't be touching until next year, some of which I've decided I'm going to pick them up, I'm going to give them a go. If I don't like them, off they go to somebody else. So I'm going to start off with the 2 that I'm going to use next year because they were from eBay. I'm going to do my best to remember where everything was from. If I can't remember, I will just tell you that I can't remember, but we will see. So I firstly have Casey McQuiston's One Last Stop. That's going to be for my 2026 A to Z challenge, which I will go into detail about nearer to next year. But long story short, you pick a title from like every letter of the alphabet that you're going to read. So this one is going to be for O because it says One Last Stop. I then also picked up You Lucky Dog by Julia London. Obviously, this is going to be for Y, but this is again for next year's challenge. So I'm just going to put those in my box for next year's challenge, close the lid, and they're away and not visible to me anymore. Next, I'm going to show you some of the ones from the works. I'll be able to identify if they were from the works because they'll all have stickers on. So I've got 2 of Tessa Bailey's. So I've got Unfortunately Yours, which was £5. I've got Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. I got Danica Neva, The Truth According to Ember. I got a book, Max, Kerry Irving, and this is Max the Miracle Dog. From St Richard's Hospice, I got The Real Mrs Brown by Brendan O'Carroll. I just thought that'd be quite an interesting one to read. And then I also managed to get Adam Henson's Family Life on the Land, sorry. That was £2.50, but the reason it was £2.50 is because it is actually signed by him. And I thought, do you know what, as like a random read somewhere along the lines between now and next year, or maybe even beyond next year, it's a signed book. There's probably not that many signed ones out there, and in a charity shop especially, it was like a absolute steal for me to get it. So I'm just going to move those over there. Then I'm going to move on to another signed book, but this one I actually paid for. This is Louise Pentland's Adventures in Lila Land. It is aimed at a younger audience, is what I would say, but my argument with books that are for the younger readers, anybody can read them. So if you are a fan of Louise Pentland, like myself, you can read it, because my argument would be there shouldn't really be an age on books. I understand books with like pictures in, but for me, a young adult book should be suitable for anybody that wishes to pick it up and give it a read. So I do look forward to reading this at some stage next year. This year / next year, I should say. But again, it's an author that I've read before. I'm hopefully going to enjoy this, so I will let you know when the time comes, once I've read it and what I thought of it. The next load of books, I've got a few more to show you. Again, these are all from the works, so I did a massive book haul from the works. They basically had a sale, and majority of the books were £1. So some of these were like £3, for instance, and they're down to £1. So if I added up how much they'd cost me overall, if I can remember to, I'll try and put that on the last screen of this video so you can see how much I saved by spending only £1 on each of these. So this is Anita Rani, and it says Baby Does a Runner. For this, the only thing that drew me to this was the first sentence on the back. And I am going to read it for you so that you can get a gist of why I picked this up. Baby Saul has had it with just about everything. She's fed up with her job and her colleagues, her love life is permanently casual, and underpinning everything is the recent grief of losing her much-loved dad. For me, the bit about the job and the colleagues was just the thing that drew me to this. I mean, yes, she's lost her dad. I can't obviously say that I have experience of that. But just that first sentence, just fed up with her job and her colleagues, I just thought, you know what? Let's have a read. Let's try it. So for £1, we are trying it. Then picked up Catherine Centre, and this is Hello Stranger. Wasn't sure about this one, but I thought, you know what? I'll add it to the pile because I'm always looking for new authors to try. So again, £3 down to £1 in the works. This one wasn't £1, but I picked it up anyway. Falling Hard for the Royal Guard, Megan Clawson. That was £2, but I didn't mind spending £2 on it. Then I got The Mother Lode by Katie Cox. I Wish You Would by Eva Des Lauriers, and I did make sure that this is written in English because it did sound like a foreign book, but it is definitely written in English. And then I've got Kylie Scott, The Last Days of Lila Goodluck. So all in all, there are 13 books there. Oh, I don't normally have an odd number, but 13 books to add to my already overloaded shelves. But the 2 that I put in the box, so technically 15, the 2 that I put in the box are for next year. But all of these are books that I will work my way round to. I am going to read other books first, so some of these are probably going to have to sit in front of the shelf for now. But I will let you know as and when I get on with these books. If you are following me on Goodreads, I will put my Goodreads link down below, so that you can check that out if you wish to. But otherwise, enjoy the next slide, which will show you how much I've saved in terms of the actual books I've purchased. But until then, I will see you all very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care for now. Bye bye.